Can you guys hear me? Wala akong audio. Hello, mic check. Hello, mic check. Can you hear me? How about now? Can you hear me? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Can you guys see my screen? Nakikita ba yung screen ko? Okay, nakikita. All right. Let's start na. Okay. Welcome. Last Tuesday, ang topic natin, air conditioning calculation. So for today, we will be doing ventilation calculation. So yung una, air conditioning, yung load na air conditioning. Ngayon naman, ventilation. Ano ang pag-uusapan natin ngayon? Pag-uusapan natin yung ventilation spaces, yung ventilation requirements, at saka air pressurization. First, what is ventilation? Ventilation is the intentional introduction of outdoor air into a space. So kapag pinapasok mo yung hangin sa labas, sa loob ng isang building o sa loob ng isang kwarto, ang tawag doon ay ventilation. Now, there are three types of ventilation. Una, yung natural ventilation. Example nito, binuksan mo yung bintana tapos may hangin na pumasok. That's natural ventilation. Yung wala kang ginawa, just except to make an opening so that air can pass through. That is called natural ventilation. Pangalawang klase is mechanical ventilation. This is where you use mechanical equipment to force or induce the movement of air through a space. So ito yung electric fan or exhaust fan or kasamot-saring mga fans para pumasok yung hangin doon sa isang kwarto o doon sa isang building. And third, yung mixed mode ventilation. This is a combination or we are using both natural ventilation and mechanical ventilation at the same time. Example nito, itong picture nito sa isang train station. Yung station mismo is open air pero may mga electric fan. Example din dito yung bahay natin. Nakabukas yung bintana pero naka-andar yung electric fan. That is mixed mode ventilation. Okay. Recap ulit. Meron tatlong ventilation. Tatlong klase ng ventilation. Ano yung ventilation? Ventilation is the intentional introduction or intentional movement of air within a building or within a space. There are three types of ventilation: natural ventilation, mechanical ventilation, and mixed mode ventilation. Question before we proceed. Wala. Okay. Bakit tayo nangangailangan ng ventilation? Why do we sometimes or why do we use ventilation in the first place? There are a few reasons why we use ventilation in the first place. The main reasons are, one, to control the indoor air quality by diluting or displacing indoor pollutants para gumanda yung quality ng air. Two, to control the temperature and air motion to benefit thermal comfort. Para lumamig ang isang bagay o lumamig or uminit ang isang lugar ayon sa kagustuhan natin. And three, satisfaction with other aspects of indoor environment or other objectives. Maaring may objectives tayo na iba aside from indoor temperature or indoor air quality, and that's why we use ventilation. Example, firefighting. Kapag ka may usok, tinatanggal mo yung usok, kailangan mo ng ventilating equipment. That doesn't involve comfort or doesn't involve air quality, but it involves life safety. Another example is ang tawag dito, pollutants. Halimbawa, or ang tawag dito, harmful airborne particles. Halimbawa sa ang tawag dito, sa ospital. Ayun. Sorry, nawawala ako sa train of thoughts ko. So kung minsan makikita ninyo yung mga tao papasok sa ospital, laging merong electric fan to take out yung mga hangin na may bacteria or hangin na may sakit, and they throw it out upon treatment. So isa-isahin natin tong mga conditions kung bakit natin kailangan ng air ventilation, and we'll look at some examples or simple examples for each. First reason, to control indoor air quality by diluting or displacing air pollutants. So kailangan daw natin ng ventilation to conform with indoor air quality or to control indoor air quality. Unang-una, ano ba yung indoor air quality? Sabi nito, meron daw tayong pollutants, saka meron tayong quality. So ang air quality, ang ginagawa natin, dinudulute natin. So halimbawa, meron kang Milo. Yung Milo, nilagyan mo ng tubig. Tapos nilagyan mo pa ulit ng tubig hanggang sa tumubang na siya. Tapos nilagyan mo pa ulit ng tubig hanggang sa hindi mo na malasahan yung Milo. Tapos ang tubig na lang. That's one principle. That's the principle of diluting using indoor air quality or using mechanical ventilation. Example, meron tayong woodshop area. Ang size ng woodshop area is 30 square meter at yung height ng woodshop area is 3 meters. The height of woodshop area is 3 meters. Doon sa nakaraan nating example last Tuesday, when we talk about ventilating a space, we consider two things. First, we ventilate the space based on occupancy, and second, we ventilate a space based on the space requirements. So dalawa lagi tinig natin, no? Yung AAQ or IAQ or yung indoor air quality base sa occupant at pangalawa base sa application ng space. So we always use these two. We always compare these two requirements. Indoor air quality as required by the occupant and indoor air quality as required by the space. So saan natin ito yung formula niyan. So the amount of ventilating air or the amount of outdoor air that should go through the woodshop area can be calculated by the area of the space multiplied by the outdoor air rate as required by its application, or the occupancy times the rate of the fresh air required by the occupant. So saan natin makukuha itong outdoor rate na to ng occupant at saka outdoor rate itong space application? Makikita natin yan sa ASHRAE Standard 62.1, Ventilation for Acceptable Indoor Air Quality. So si ASHRAE, sinabi na niya, kapag ganito yung application mo or ganito mo ginagamit yung lugar mo, ito ang dapat niyang fresh air requirement. Okay. So ito, dito sa table natin, nakalagay dito, wood or metal shop. So wood shop. Ang sabi, kailangan daw natin ng 5 liters per second per person with the occupant density of 20 per 100 square meter. So syempre, kapag meron kang occupancy, kailangan alam mo kung ilan ang tao doon sa area sa lugar mo. Para malaman mo yung kung ilang tao ang pwede doon sa isang lugar, meron kang occupant density. So based at 20 occupants per 100 square meter, ang kailangan ng isang tao is 0.9 5 liters per second per person. Sa area naman is 0.9 liters per second per square meter. So balik tayo dito. Sabi natin, the ventilating air is equal to area times the outdoor rate. Sabi natin, ang area natin ay 30 square meter. 30 square meter times ang outdoor rate natin ay 0.9. Calculator nga. So 30 times 0.9 is equal to 27 liters per second. 27 liters per second kapag ka ang pinag-usapan natin dito. True. So ito ay 30. Ito ay 30. Ito ay 0.9. So ito ngayon lumalabas 27 liters per second. Tingnan naman natin dito ngayon sa according to occupancy. Sabi natin, ang occupant natin ay, ano sabi niya? 20. 20 per 100 meter square times 30 meter square times, ang rate niya ay 5 liters per second. So ito, yun. Ito, yung occupancy. So pag binag-multiply natin sila, ang sagot ay 30, 20 divided by 100 times 30. 6 times 5, 30. 30 liters per second. So base sa dalawang requirement na tayo, makikita natin that the occupancy per the ventilation per occupant is greater than the ventilation requirements as required by the space area. So which means we use which is greater, ang sagot dito ay 30 liters per second. Which means this wood shop would need an exhaust or a fresh air that's amounting to 30 liters per second. Yun. So 30 liters per second. Question. Wala. So, ito yung binigay ni ASHRAE Standard 62.1. Based sa occupant at saka based sa area requirements. Meron ding binibigay yung standards na isa pang method of calculation, alternative method of calculation. So pangatlong calculation na to. Ang binibigay naman niya ngayon is air change per hour. Ilang beses kailangan mapalitan yung hangin dito sa loob ng isang oras. That's another rate as required or as given by the standards. So ngayon, paano natin malalaman? The mass is equal to the volume of the space times the required air change per hour. Kung mapapansin niyo dito sa unang calculation natin, sa first set of calculation natin, ang sinabi lang dito area. Ang sinabi lang dito is occupant. It did not consider kung gaano kataas tong building mo or gaano kalaki tong building mo, gaano katangkad yung building. He only assumed yung floor area. So, to get into consideration yung volume ng air, yung volume ng space, meron tayong air change per hour. So, base sa air change per hour, may kailangan daw natin malaman yung volume at saka yung required air change. Yung volume, madali lang kasi given na siya dito. Ang volume ay 330 square meter times 3 meter height is equal to, pag pinag-multiply natin itong dalawang to, ang kakalabasan is 90 cubic meter. Okay. So, dito tayo. Ito ay 90 cubic meter. Oops. Ayun, 90 meter cube. Paano natin malalaman yung air change requirement? Meron din yan. Minsan, sa code, sa local code, nakalagay air change per hour. Kung wala naman tayong local code sa international code, ang nakalagay yung first two calculation na ginawa natin noong nakaraan. Dito sa local code, ito ay Singapore local code. Ang nakalagay sa kanya is air change per hour. Okay. Meron kang international code, meron kang local code. Sino ang masusunod? Kung yung dalawang code, iba yung sinasabi. When you are faced with this scenario or this situation, the local code trumps the international code. Ulitin ko, the local code trumps the international code. Mas susundin ninyo yung local code because the local code would have considerations specific to the locality of your project. Wag niyo na sabihin na ito nakalagay sa sa international code. Mas nakakalamang ang local code kaysa sa international code. So, sa local code nakalagay ang workshop and factories daw kailangan ng 6 air change per hour. So when we go back to our calculation, ang sabi dito, 6 air change daw siya. Ito is 90. So ang total na kailangan daw natin is 90 times 6. 90 times 6. 540. 540. Ito ay meter cube per hour. Kasi air change per hour. Volume is meter cube. So ang unit natin is 540 meter cube per hour. Change natin times 1,000 liters per meter cube times 1 hour per 3,600 seconds is equal to times 1,000 divided by 3,600. 150 liters per second. Ang layo, no? 150 liters per second dito sa calculation dito. Samantalang nung naunang calculation natin, ang hinihingi niya lang is 30 liters per second. 5 times more. The international code only requires 30 liters, but the local code requires 150. So ano susundin natin? Local code. So pag may nagtanong, lumabas sa exam, anong susunod? International code or local code? Ang masusunod, local code. Ayun. So ito na siya. Ito na yung volume natin, which is yung area times yung height, tapos yung air change per hour natin, 6 according dun sa table sa local code. Kaya ababot tayo ng 150 liters per second. Paano naman sir kung hindi workshop yung space namin? Paano kung iba? Okay. Kung iba, merong nakalagay. Si ASHRAE Standard 62.1, nilagyan na niya ng occupant category. Kung wala dito, choose the nearest one. Okay, recap. Ang ventilation ay kailangan to control indoor air quality. The requirements for indoor air quality is nakalagay sa ASHRAE Standard 62.1 or ventilation acceptable indoor quality or to our whatever local code. Kung kayo ay nasa Australia, di yung local code sa Australia. Kung kayo na sa Amerika, di local code sa Amerika. Kung kayo nasa Pilipinas, local code sa Pilipinas. Philippine Mechanical Codes kapag nasa Pilipinas, kapag nasa Singapore naman ay SS. SS 553, Singapore Standard 553. Question. Nakalagay rin dito sa ASHRAE Standard 62.1 kung ano yung space na dapat ventilated, ano yung space na dapat air conditioned. So hindi pwedeng sabay, no? Yung ventilated is tawag dito. Ang ventilated is walang aircon. Kapag ka naman meron kang fresh air requirements sa air conditioning system mo, may ibang tawag dito, may ibang consideration, may ibang calculation. Kasama siya sa heat load calculation. So ang ventilation requirement is part ng air conditioning heat load calculation. Pero kapag wala kang air conditioning load, the ventilation requirements ka lang. Question? Okay. Wala. Walang question. Ulitin ko lang ulit. Local code supersedes international code. Next. Ventilation is mainly used to control indoor temperature and air motion to benefit thermal comfort. So first, control indoor temperature. How are we going to control indoor air temperature? Since we are ventilation, wala tayong air conditioning requirements, pwede pa rin natin i-control yung indoor temperature. Pero, ito, wala na tayong latent heat. Ang consideration lang natin ay sensible heat. On ventilation requirements, there's no latent heat consideration, but we are only considering sensible heat. So, example, itong machine room. Itong machine room nito, ito ay yung machine room ng elevators. So, they call it as a lift motor room. Hindi mo siya kailangan ng aircon, pero kailangan pa din the area is cool enough or not too hot for maintenance people to go inside and do their work if necessary. To do maintenance work. Pag may nasira na, halimbawa ito, mayroong 3 elevator. Pag may nasirang elevator dyan, di ba lamang yung dalawa gumagana pa, tapos yung isa, inire-repair ng mga technician. So this area should be cool enough for the technician to go in, and not hot enough that they are uncomfortable to work. So how are we going to do that? Let's say itong lift motor room natin has a floor area of 30 square meter with a room height of 3 meters. Yung heat load yung total heat load sa loob ng lift motor room is 500 watts. Right. The formula to calculate the ventilation requirements is similar to the aircon load is Q is equal to MCP delta T, where Q is the total heat load or the total heat gain, CP is the specific heat of air, M is the ventilating load or airflow rate, and T is the temperature difference between outside, since we are pumping in or exhausting out fresh air or outdoor air, to the inside. Okay. Okay? So, pagka tinranspose natin to, balik tayo dito, Q is equal to MCP delta T. So, Q is equal to MCP delta T. lilipat natin to dito sa kabilang side. So, mangyayari ay M is equal to Q over CP delta T. Oops. Ayun yun. Ayun ang ibig sabihin nun. Yung Q, ito siya. Yung M, ito. At yung CP delta T, ito. Yung CP, ito. Yung delta T, ayun. Okay, isa-isahin natin. Saan nanggaling itong Q? Yung Q equal to 500 watts given. Ito siya. Ayun. Okay? Yung CP, ito siya, is constant. Hindi kailangan mag-isip. Delta T, ito siya. T1, T2. T1 is yung acceptable ambient condition of motor. Ang sinasabi dito ay yung motor mo gagana pa siya hanggang 40 degrees Celsius. Kapag ka more than 40 degrees na, hindi na niya matanggal yung heat dissipated by the motor, kaya titigil na siya, mag-overheat siya. So as long as it's 40 and below, okay pa siya. Sa atin, sa tao, 40 pwede pa. Mainit, uncomfortable, but it's still manageable. Sa ano nga natin, di ba, sa labas nga, minsan umaabot ng 40, buhay pa naman tayo eh. So, 40, acceptable pa siya. 32, this is the outside condition, design condition outside. Saan nakuha yan? Sa code. Nakuha sa code. Sabi ng code, 32 daw ang gamitin. Now, you would see na yung outdoor condition will always be cooler or would always be lower than the indoor condition. Kung gusto natin pang bumaba ito, o di dagdagan pa natin yung M. Kung gusto natin itong maging 35, okay lang. But it would never be equal to or lower than the outdoor air condition. Okay? So halimbawa, gusto natin maging 34 kasi mas manageable or mas acceptable sa human condition. Okay lang. Walang problema kasi mas mataas pa siya sa 32. Mas mababa siya sa 40, which is the limit of the motor, so okay lang din. Magtatrabaho pa rin or mag-ooperate pa rin yung motor. So for now, what we are considering now is the least amount of air that is required. So, 32 minus 40, ito ay 8 degrees C or 8 degree Kelvin. Tapos ito, 1 kilojoule. Convert sa kilowatt. 3,600 joules ata. Tama ba ako? Yung convert natin. Sandali lang. Convert. Ay, ba't ganun? Convert watts to kilojoule. From 1 watt, ilang watts? 500 watts to kilojoule per second. Oh, ayun. 0.5 kilojoule per second. Oops, balik tayo dito. So, ito daw 500 watts is equal to 0.5 kilojoule per second divided by 1 kilojoule per kilogram. So, paano natin gagawin yung kilogram? Yung kilogram is density ng air is 1.2 times 1.2 kilogram per cubic meter. Okay? times 8 degrees C or K. So, subukan natin to. Equal to 0.5, ay, sa baba muna. 1.1 times 1.2 times 8, 9.6. 9.6, 0.5 divided by 9.6 is equal to 0.52. 0.52. Ano siya? Cubic meter. Kasi ito magka-cancel. Ito magka-cancel. Ito pupunta sa taas. Per second. So, times natin siya ng 3,600 times 3,600. Ayun! Times 3,600 is equal to 187.5 meter cube per hour. Question? Wala pa. Okay. Isa pang example. Ito naman. The ventilation for thermal comfort. Meron tayong laboratory. Total heat load is 500 watts. Floor area is 30 square meter. Room height 2.5. Temperature required 24. Humidity at 50. Sensible heat ratio is 100. Okay. First, yung MCP delta T natin, okay naman siya. Yung pa rin yung ginamit natin. 500 watts. Ito yung area heat load do sa buong area. Same pa rin yung ginamit natin kanina. CP. Ito. Nag-iba lang siya ng delta T. Yung delta T is supply air temperature. So sabi natin kanina, ang ventilation is part ng air conditioning. So ito ngayon yung temperature ng supply air ng aircon ninyo. At 24, yung design temperature ng lugar. So how much air should the aircon be expelling to be able to get the 24 degrees Celsius? So using our previous calculator, so sabi niya, yung 500 watts daw ay 0.5 kilojoules. Parehas pa rin. Divided by 1 times 1.2 times quantity 24. 24 minus 13 is 11. Diretso na natin. 11 times 3,600. Convert yung second to hour. Okay? 0.5, 0.5 divided by 1.2 divided by 11 times 3,600 equals to, ano yun? 136.36. Round up, 136.4. 136.36. Okay, 136.4. Round up. Question? Question? Wala naman. Okay, tuloy natin. Malapit na tayo matapos. So, recap ulit. To control the indoor air temperature, kailangan natin, yung formula natin, Q is equal to MCP delta T. Delta T is the temperature between your supply air and your room temperature. Kapag ka aircon, yung difference ng supply air temperature na galing sa aircon at saka yung room design, or yung room design ninyo at saka yung outdoor air temperature. However, please make sure or please note that your room condition will never be lower than your outdoor air. Kapag outdoor air ang ginamit nyo, your room condition will never be lower than your outdoor air. Sabi rin dito, kailangan daw natin ng air motion to benefit thermal comfort. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Air motion. Kapag meron tayong air motion, we are able to control pollutants, control odor, and control temperature. Example, meron tayong isang restaurant, isang kitchen. Kung papansin niyo dito, yung toilet. Dito, yung kitchen. Dito, yung dining area. Saka dito, yung bar. Meron kang patio dito. Now, kapag kumakain ka, halimbawa, ikaw, si Sir Donnie, nandito, may ka-date. Dito siya umupo. I would be very, very angry if I am able to smell kung ano yung nagagaling dito. And I will also be disappointed kapag yung usok o yung amoy na galing sa kitchen ay naaamoy ko. So what do? We control, through ventilation, we control the motion of air. What we want is to have exhaust and fresh air. For example, naglagay ka ng exhaust dito sa toilet. Oops, sorry. Itong toilet mo, merong exhaust. So, humihigop siya ngayon ng hangin. So, yung hangin ngayon, naturally, papasok sa loob ng toilet. So, yung amoy ng toilet, hindi mararanasan o hindi maaamoy ng mga tao sa labas. And same with the kitchen. May exhaust ka, wala kang fresh air, para yung hangin sa dining, pumapasok sa kitchen at hindi maaamoy ng mga tao dito yung nanggagaling sa kitchen mo. Pero syempre, yung mga tao, kailangan din naman nila ng fresh air sa kitchen kasi nagluluto sila eh. So, yung total ng fresh air mo going to the kitchen is less than the exhaust para kumuha pa siya, ma-force yung hangin na pumasok dito to compensate the requirement for this one. Energy in is equal to energy out. So kung ano yung hinatak mo, yun din dapat yung papasok. So if you total it out, it should be neutral. 0, 0. Zero sum. So makikita nyo dito, itong part na to. Naghatak ako ng 20, humatak ako ng 20. So, ibig sabihin itong 20 na to, papasok dito, 20, 20. So, 40 na kagad to. Humatak ako ng 100 dito, nagpasok ako ng 90. So, ibig sabihin, nahatak pa ako ng 10 dito. So, dito, ang total na natin is 10 plus 40. Tapos, meron pang lumalabas sa 10 dito, at saka 10 doon. So, pag sinama mo pa dito, 40 plus 10 plus 10, 50 plus 10, 60. Ayun, 40, 50, 60. Oh, ayun pa, 70. Sorry. Mali ako. So, 40 plus 10, 50 plus 10, 60 plus 10, 70. Ayun, 70. Sum total, 0. Kung ano yung pumasok, yun yung lumabas. Depende kung saan mo hahatakin o saan mo ilalabas. Tsaka depende kung saan mo i-introduce o papapasukin. you are able to control the flow of air. The air will pass through the least amount of resistance and would pass through according to the volume that you control in and out. Kapag naglabas ka ng 100 dito, imposible na humatak siya ng mas madami dito kaysa dito kasi 90 nga lang ito eh. Okay? Question. So makapansin ninyo, this one has higher priority or higher air quality than the one in the kitchen. The one in the dining would have a higher air quality than the one in the kitchen. The dining would also have a higher air quality than the ones in the toilet. So, yung ASHRAE, nag-define din siya kung anong air ang pwedeng pumunta sa anong space. So dito, yung the air of the dining can go to the kitchen but not from the kitchen going to the dining. Ito yun. Yung paring ASHRAE Standard 62.1. Naglagay siya ng air class. Ibig sabihin, the air from a lower class cannot go to the air on the higher class. So from high to low. So yung break room, coffee station, conference, corridor, yung hangin dito pwedeng pumunta sa kitchen. Kasi ito ay 1, pero yung kitchen ay 2. Pero yung hangin sa kitchen, sa cafeteria at sa bars, itong mga to, sa food items, hindi pwedeng pumunta sa conference room. Bawal. So using this air class, you'll be able to find or you're able to determine or it's been required that we should be able to control the flow of air so that the air from the first class or higher class can go to the air at the lower class but not vice versa. Balik tayo dito. So, sir, yung dito sa kitchen, humatak ka ng 100 cubic meters per hour. Baka naman bumalik lang yan dito. Higupin lang pabalik. Possible. So yung amoy dito, binalik lang natin. Ang tawag dito short circuit. Kapag yung hinatak mo o yung exhaust mo, yun ang hinatak ng fresh air mo, ang tawag dito sa phenomena na ito is air short circuit. So how do we prevent this? The code said we can prevent this cross-contamination. We can prevent this cross-contamination if we have sufficient distance between the two of them. Ano yung distance na yon? Ito. ASHRAE Standard 62.1 pa din. So, sinasabi na niya na kapag class 2, 3 o anumang class, sinasabi na niya kung ano yung minimum distance required. Kung mapapansin ninyo, most of it average out at 5 meters or 15 feet. Pang madali ang calculation, 5 meters is enough. Unless otherwise, kung mapapansin niyo, meron kang specific items lang, ito at saka ito, that are really mabantot, that requires more distances between the fresh air and exhaust. Yung cooling tower exhaust, kaya kailangan ng more distance together is because mainit. Yung loading area at saka yung high traffic, yung usok na galing sa sasakyan, which is yun din yun, air exhaust and relief outlets. So unless na ito ay exhaust sa mga makina at saka masyadong mainit, 5 would be enough. This 5 meters will prevent your cross-contamination from your exhaust to your supply air. So ito, car parks have special or additional requirements. Isa dito is yung ito mababa. Kasi yung usok ng sasakyan sa tambutso mababa. So yung mga exhaust ano niya, exhaust point niya nasa mababa din. For exhaust part for the exhaust part of ventilating system, at least 50% of the exhaust shall be extracted at low level. Ito ay for car parks. So, specific mention sa car parks. So, kailangan lang low level. Question with regards to control of indoor temperature and air motion. Wala. Okay, last. Ventilation may also be used to satisfy other aspects of indoor environment or other objectives. One objectives that we said earlier was firefighting and life safety. So kapag meron kang smoke extract, so the ventilation system extracts the smoke from the building when there is fire. Another is control of impurities. Example nito is kitchen hoods. So yung mainit na hangin saka yung oily na usok, ine-extract niya para hindi ito kumala sa kitchen saka hindi mangamoy yung kitchen saka yung dining area. Another one is yung car park para hindi mapuno ng car exhaust o car fumes yung car park area ninyo, lalo na kapag underground. Another one is chemical storage. So kapag sa mga laboratories, kapag gumagawa kayo ng mga chemical, nag-handle kayo ng chemicals, meron tong mga chemical fumes. Lalo na kung itong chemical fumes na to is hazardous to your health. So this would help alleviate or at least separate you from the harmful fumes. Control of hazardous substances. So merong requirements na kapag hazardous yung substance mo, you put it into hazardous cabinets, and to minimize the concentration of fumes inside the cabinets, meron itong mga nakakabit na mga exhaust fans. Ayun, makikita nyo sa taas. Ito yung mga exhaust fans. Okay. In conclusion, ventilation requirements or ventilation calculations are for ventilation space requirements, for ventilating the space, for air pressurization, that's airflow motion, and these things have to be defined, the requirements are defined by either your local code or international code. Kapag wala lang sinabi yung local code, saka nyo lang gagamitin yung international code. The local code supersedes the international code. If there are requirements that are both set by the local code and the international code, mas masusunod yung local codes. That's it for me. Thank you very much. Any questions? Wala. All right. So, tingnan natin to sandali. Oops. Saan na yun? Ito. Hala. Stop. Stop sharing. Okay. Okay. Okay, kung wala ng question, meron tayong quiz. Ang quiz natin, is due on the 16th, sa Sabado. The link is posted on our oops, sorry. There you go. I'll share my screen again. There, communities, HVAC system, nakapost yung ventilation load calculation quiz due on the 16th. Double check ko lang na yung quiz ninyo, if I understand correctly, dito meron tayo sa class natin na 45 students. However, if I check, 40 lang yung kumuha ng exam. Please, wala tayong ibang pagbabasihan ng grade natin kundi yung mga quiz at exams ninyo. So kung gusto niyo ng grade, mag-exam kayo, mag-quiz kayo. Okay? Kung wala ng question, then that's it for me. I'll see you guys again next week. Thank you.